am I gonna be able to film this video before the sun goes down? Good hello friends, my name is Mel and welcome back to my channel. Today we're gonna be doing the end of the year book tag. It's November now, which I have no idea how this happened. I have no idea how it's daylight savings. I am literally racing to beat the sun right now because I totally forgot that the sun sets at 4:30 now, but I digress. Today we're gonna be talking about all of the books I hope to read by the end of the year, and we're gonna be following the end of the year book tag, which is originally created by Ariel Bissett. So let's go ahead and get started. Question number 1, are there any books that you started this year that you need to finish? No, because if there is a book that I started, actually, no. If there are books that I've started, I've either DNF'd them or I've finished them. So I haven't left anything unread. And this is me thinking about like books that I had from the library that the loan might have expired. No, anything that I've gotten from the library, I have returned on its either due date or it's expired and like I had finished it already or I DNF'd it. So we're good on that end. Number 2, do you have an autumnal book to transition into the end of the year? I just might. I feel like I have 2 options for this. The first is a book that I've never read before, and that's The Picture of Dorian Gray. I feel like it really fits the October vibes, and I wanted to read this earlier in the year, but I think November might be when I end up picking this up. I've had a lot of people love this book. I clearly have bought it. I bought it a couple years ago because people do love it so much, and it's a classic that I haven't read, and I think it's good for this time of year if I'm not mistaken. It's been horrifying, enchanting, obsessive, and even corrupting readers for more than 100 years, so I think it's perfect. The next book that I have that would fit into this category is The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon, and specifically The Bone Season, the first book, because I want to reread this. As you can see, I started rereading this a while ago, as in like over a year ago, and it would have been perfect to answer question number 1. So I guess this could be question number 1. I didn't start it this year though. I do, however, really want to get through this full series, but I'm thinking I might just reread book 1 by the end of the year. The Bone Season has all the good vibes. I remember loving book 1 so much that I went and bought book 2 and 3. I've read The Pale Dreamer, which is the prequel, in prep. I don't know why I have random tabs back here. What is going on? I have no idea, but definitely want to read The Bone Season before the end of the year. Question number 3, is there a new release that you're still waiting for? I hate to be one of those girls, but I'm gonna be one of those girls and say It Starts With Us by Colleen Hoover, which is book 2 in the It Ends With Us, which obviously blew up because of TikTok. I read it because of TikTok. I thoroughly enjoyed the trash can that it was. I can acknowledge that it's not a good book objectively, but my enjoyment of it was there. So I definitely will be picking it up. I have a hold on it through my library, but I highly doubt I'll receive it this year. So if I'm in the mood for it, I'll go ahead and buy the ebook, but again, no promises here. Question number 4, what are 3 books that you want to read before the end of the year? I don't really know. I feel like anytime I set a TBR for myself, I don't ever end up following it. So I will say The Picture of Dorian Gray is one of them. The Bone Season by Samantha Shannon is another. And the last one might surprise you. I really want to read To Sleep in a Sea of Stars by Christopher Paolini. I picked this book up because of Emily Reads, I think. It's a sci-fi that I picked up when I was really heavily in my sci-fi mood. But like, this thing is so big. It's, oh my god. It's almost 900 pages long. So if I do read this, it'll be over the holidays when I'm done with school, which is coming up really soon. But she's a chonker. I would like to get through it, but like 2 chunky books by the end of the year. Okay. Number 5, is there a book that you think could still shock you and become your favorite book of the year? Honestly, no. I feel like any of the books that I've read this year have already shocked me. I have thoroughly enjoyed a lot of the romance that I've read, and those have all come to me as a shock. So I feel like keeping up with the theme, I don't know if there's a book that I can set a standard for and say like, this book I think is gonna be it for me. I did originally think that To Sleep in a Sea of Stars was going to be that book, and then I read some of the reviews and now I don't know. So we'll see. So far, I feel like my favorites of the year are romance, and we've covered a good chunk of them already, but you never know. And finally, question number 6, have you already started reading plans for 2023? Let me preface something by saying that the list that I'm looking at right now says, have you started making reading plans for 2018? And the fact that I said 2023, 2018 to 2023. Like, it is crazy as to how long the booktube community has existed, and the fact that we're we're going into 2023 in literally 2 months is absolutely ridiculous to me. But no, I have not. I barely made reading plans for next week, let alone next year. My big mission has been to finish a bunch of the series that I own on my bookshelves. Of course, with The Bone Season being one of those series that I've owned for literally forever, it feels, have not finished it yet. I also have the 5th season, which I forget what the name of that series is, but I have not read that yet. I also have book 1 in the Jade City trilogy question mark. I have not read that. Oh, and then in terms of series that I need to continue, I guess this could go into this. Gleanings, which I believe is the title of book 4 of the Arc of a Scythe series. I definitely want to read that next year. I don't know if it's already come out. I don't know what the plans are for that book, but I'm really excited to read the next book in this series. And I desperately need to catch up with the Caraval series. The companion novel for Jax came out, I want to say 2 years ago now, and 2 books have come out in the series. I'll put them up on the screen here, but I haven't read them. I haven't picked them up. So those are definitely books that I have on my radar for the next year, and definitely books that I want to get to ideally in the next 6 months, but we know how life goes. My guess is that once I'm done with school, I will have so much more time to read when I'm not driving around like a crazy person, but that we will find out in about 2 months. That is it for today's video. What are some of your reading plans for the rest of the year? Do you have any series that you're trying to finish? Any genres that you're particularly falling into in the same way that I'm getting back into sci-fi and fantasy? I'm so excited. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. And until then, catch you next time.